Hello, welcome back to biology class. Hope all are fine at home. Yes, and I think you are all preparing for this PT2 exam. Am I right? Okay, so today's video is about this PT2 portions, children. Right? Okay, so we have learned microorganisms, friend and foe, and also cell. Okay, so these two you are going to write for the PT2 exam, right? Which are the lessons? Two lessons? Yeah, one is microorganisms, friend and foe. So here till useful microbes you wrote last time. So this time we are going to start from harmful microbes, right? Okay, so harmful microbes you will write, and then the other subtopic is that food poisoning, right? Then food preservation, and the last part is nitrogen cycle. Okay, so these are the four topics from the chapter 2 microorganisms, friend and foe, children. Okay, right. So let us start now. Let us see first from harmful microorganisms. Okay, yeah. When you talk about all the microbes are harmful in some or the other ways we learned. Just you think of the viruses. All the viruses are harmful, right? They harm both plants and animals, including human beings. Understand? And then this bacteria. Some bacteria causes diseases in human beings as well as the plants. Okay? And then protozoans, okay, also causing diseases. So these are things which we are going to discuss now. Yes. So first let's recall the bacterial diseases. Okay. So which are the bacterial diseases we have seen? Tuberculosis, right? Then typhoid, cholera. Am I right? So these are some of the examples of diseases caused by bacteria. Understand, there are many, but these are the ones which is given in a textbook as an examples. Understand? Okay. So that we have to recall now. How these bacterial diseases are transmitted, okay, and how can we prevent those diseases, okay. Just go through your textbooks. There is a table. Also, I sent a note for that also. But now I just recall it. Understand? Okay. So first, tuberculosis. Okay, it is what is the causative agent for this disease? Yeah, bacterium. Can you recall the name of the bacterium? It is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Very good, children. Right. Then how will it spread, children? Through the air. Very good. Very good. Through the air. Yes. That means if a person who is infected with this bacteria, okay, when he speaks or when he coughs, understand, what happens? The droplets come out. Understand? So this droplet will contain this infective germ, and this germ will be suspended in the air. Understand? And then if a normal person happen to inhale this air, he will be getting those microbe. Understand? And might be he is also infected with the disease. Understand? This is what the transfer or a spread. Understand? Okay. Then, how can we prevent this disease? First important thing is isolating the patient. That is very important. Understand? So just now, right now, for corona cases, if any corona cases are diagnosed, or he or she will be isolated from others. Understand? Why isolation is made, children? Yeah, so that the germs will not have a direct contact with the other persons. Understand? So isolation is the first thing. Understand? And then belongings of the patient. That means the patient uses the clothes, understand, and the vessels, utensils, and or any other items, understand. Items which the patient uses will not be used by the others. That also should not be touched, understand. Then disinfecting those items. Okay, right, the things which the patient uses, understand, should be disinfected, right. And then finally, vaccination, children. Okay, so these are the ways we can prevent this disease. Okay, so what are things I told? Just recall once again, and you can listen once again, then you will understand. The same way measles. Measles is again a viral disease. Understand? This will spread by even contact. That means if a person or if a child is infected with this measles, okay, so normal child or a person is happen to touch that person, right? He will be getting that by touch, by contact. This disease may spread. Understand? Okay. Same way, prevention is the same what I said for tuberculosis. Understand? Okay. So diseases like tuberculosis, okay, measles. So for these things we have to isolate the patient. Should not touch the items of them, and then we have to vaccinate them. Okay, vaccinate the patient. Not patients. Vaccinate the people, understand, so that we can get rid of the disease. Then some of the bacterial diseases. Bacterial disease in the sense typhoid, tuberculosis. So typhoid and cholera, understand. These things will spread through food as well as water, understand. Contaminated water also responsible for this spread, understand. Okay, prevention, how to prevent? Vaccination is one, and boil drinking water. We should not drink water without boiling, understand. If we boil drinking water, then we can kill those microbes, understand. Okay, then other diseases like then the hepatitis. Hepatitis is again a viral disease, understand. Okay, you would have heard of jaundice, no? Jaundice, yes, that is what called as hepatitis. It is also spread through water, okay. And then a protozoan disease, I'll tell you. Yes, okay, a protozoan disease, an example, malaria, right? Okay, malaria is caused by, yes, it is caused by a protozoan named Plasmodium. Okay, right. So how this spread occurs? How will it spread, children? Yes, anyone guess? Yeah, you are right, children. It is spread by mosquito. Good. Yeah, mosquito. Can you name the mosquito? Yeah, it is female Anopheles Anopheles mosquito. You are right? Yes. So, So this Plasmodium is transmitted from an infected person to the other through the mosquito called this Anopheles mosquito. Understand? Okay. Now, how to prevent the disease? Yeah, it is prevented by using mosquito nets. I hope many of your home you have mosquito nets. Okay, yes, you may be using it, right? So mosquito nets will prevent the mosquito bites, right? And then use of repellents. Understand? Mosquito repellents, including olives, right? What do you say? Good night. So many names, different brand names. These repellents are there. If we use that, okay, we can kill the mosquitoes. And then avoid water to stagnate around our places or around our area, right, home, right? See, if water is getting stagnated, there are chances for mosquitoes to breed in them, understand? Because we know that mosquitoes lay eggs in water, and the young ones, the larva will be developing in the water, and then the larva will develop in the water, and the young mosquitoes comes out from the water. Yes, so water is needed for the mosquito to breed or the young one to survive. If we are not allowing this water to stagnate, what happens? Breeding ground will be broken, and thereby this mosquito breeding can be stopped, and thereby mosquitoes also can be stopped. Right? And what is the other way? Yes, if you have any water containers kept outside home open, close it. Yes, whichever water bodies are kept open around your place or home, maybe cans or any other utensils you may use to conserve water, save water, right? Okay, so those places you should close, understand? Close all the containers which you use water, and so mosquitoes cannot lay eggs in them, and thereby we can prevent mosquitoes, understand? So there are a lot of preventive measures we have learned. Okay. Then some of the plant diseases. Just recall plant diseases, right? Yeah. So first one we studied citrus canker. Yes, it is affected in citrus fruits, right? Okay. Then rust of wheat, right? Okay. So these are all some of the examples of plant diseases. Understand? Okay. Right. So all these things you recall, understand? Okay. So we learned that microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Understand? Not only human beings, it even affects the plants as well as animals, including cattle are affected. Dogs are affected, am I right? So till this, only these harmful microbes. So before that, just I will ask you or I will recall some terms which we use here. One, vector. What is a vector? Disease spreading organisms are called as vectors. They are also called as carriers, right? Okay, here you can give a lot of examples like a dog, right? Mosquitoes, then monkeys, right? Then house flies, cockroaches, right? Birds, right? These are all examples of vectors. Understand? Right? What are called pathogens now? Pathogens, right? Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. I am going slow, so because you want to understand. When you listen, you should understand, so that you need not go for further reference. Understand? That's why I am talking slowly, right? Okay? So pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. Okay? Right, children? I hope you understood this part. Right? Then children, food poisoning. Understand? Okay, so next, another way how the microbes organisms even spoil food, right? Okay. So if the food is spoiled, right, we get foul smell, we learned, right? Also we studied, surface of the food items will be discolored, right? And then it gives something soft texture. Okay, so these are some of the ways we identify the food is damaged, right? Okay, so if suppose if we happen to eat the spoiled food that results in disease or a discomfort, that is called as food poisoning. So in the extreme cases, okay, if it is severe, if the food poisoning is severe, the person may get some of the symptoms, symptoms which includes fever, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach upset. These are all the symptoms of food poisoning. Understood, children? Okay. So what should we do not to get this food poisoning? We should not use spoiled food. You have to check the food before you consume. Understand, children? Yes. And the next one is food preservation. Okay, yeah. So we learned most of the food items are perishable. Understand? This means they go bad very soon. So we cannot keep those food items for long term use. Understand? So in order to keep the food for many days, we have to make the food. We have to do some processing so that the food items will not go bad. Understand? Preservation by chemical. Yes, chemical preservation. Right. And then preservation by using oil and vinegar. Yes. Then using common salt. Right. And then preservation by hot and cold storage. Last one, here pasteurization also. Right, children? These are different ways we can preserve food. Okay. So chemical preservation in the sense, food items should be preserved by using chemicals. An example we learned already, sodium benzoate is a chemical. If you add the chemical to the food items, will keep for longer use. Understand? And then oil and vinegar. Some of the food items can be kept for many days by using oil and vinegar. Understand? Especially of vegetables, meat, pickles and all, made by using this. Then common salt. Yes, common salt is used to preserve meat, fish, dry fishes, right? Salted dry fish, and then salted meat, then even the vegetables, like especially amla, yes, gooseberries, then lemon, mangoes. So these are all preserved by using salt. And then hot and cold storage. Food items can be kept safe without spoilage by heating them, yes, or by preserving in the refrigerated cold storage. Understand? So if you do so, you can extend the life of these food for more days, many days. Okay. So one more thing is pasteurization. Okay. So this we learned, preservation of milk. Understand? So here the milk is heated at a high temperature. All of a sudden it is reduced to very low temperature by altering the temperature immediately makes microbial growth to be affected, and then the microbes cannot grow in such a sudden change in the temperature, fluctuation in temperature. Thereby the microbes will die, and then we can keep them for long use. Understand? Okay, so that is again a method of preservation of milk. So how does it get the name pasteurization? Because Louis Pasteur, the scientist, only first found out this method, and so it is named after him. Understand, children? Yes? Okay. Right. That's all. Yeah. First, we are going to see nitrogen fixation and then nitrogen cycle. Okay. So, yeah. So listen first, nitrogen fixation in the sense, atmospheric nitrogen is converted into nitrates and fixed in the soil, and that is used by the plants for their growth and development. Understand? For this purpose, there is a bacterium, there are microbes, especially a bacterium called Rhizobium, right? Yes, this Rhizobium converts atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates. Understand? This is a symbiotic bacterium. Understand? So it's a symbiotic bacterium because it lives in the roots of leguminous plants like pulses, right? Okay, so and these bacteria lives in the plants, root nodules of those plants, and then they convert atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and those nitrates are used by these plants. Understand? Whereas this bacterium is receiving shelter, or it's getting shelter from these plants. Okay, so here both the side, whether the plant or the plant and the bacteria are benefited in here. Okay, that's why it is called the symbiosis. Okay, right, children. How this process happens and how nitrogen in the soil is cycled, that we are going to see next. Okay. There is no time to draw that on the board. Just I will recall. Okay, children, you can go through the notes and the textbooks. Understand? So, atmosphere contains a lot of nitrogen, and from the atmosphere, this nitrogen is converted into nitrates by nitrogen fixing bacteria. Example, I told you Rhizobium, right? Nitrogen in the form of nitrate is in the soil now. Understand? And when the plants grow there, plants use the nitrogen compounds. Understand? So this compound of nitrogen is used by the plant, and when these plants are eaten by animals, okay, so this nitrogen present in the plants will be entering to animals' body, and the animals, when they die, okay, it is the animals are decomposed in the soil, and thereby nitrogen present in them will be again going back to the soil by decomposition. At the same time, these animals will excrete urine. Urine also contains nitrogen compound. So that also enters the soil. The same way, when the plants die, this again the plants are dumped or put in the soil, right? Okay. So by decomposition, nitrogen compound again entering the soil. Understand? And from the soil, there are some bacteria that will decompose and also break these compounds of nitrogen into free nitrogen. And the gaseous form of nitrogen once again entering into the air. And again from the air, nitrogen is fixed. Okay, so it goes as a cycle, and this is called as nitrogen cycle. And by nature, the other way also nitrogen is fixed from the atmosphere, right? That is by lightning and thunder. Naturally, while lightning, what happens is the nitrogen compounds in the air will join and form some nitrates, and that also will be settling in the soil. Understand? Okay, this is how the nitrogen cycle goes. Understand? Or the nitrogen is recycled in the nature. Okay, so with this microorganism friend and foe will be over, right? Next is the cell. We are going to see the next topic as the cell. Now we are going to see the cell structure and function, children. Understand? Okay, first let me see the discovery of a cell. So first how was a cell discovered? By Robert Hooke in the year 1665 from Cork's plant, right? Okay, he took thin slices and kept under the microscope, and he was able to see small boxes, and each box he named as cell. But those were dead cells. Later on, living cell was discovered. Understand? Okay. Then yes, when you define a cell, cell is the basic structural and functional unit of an organism. Understand? Cell theory we have seen. Cell theory states that every organism is made up of basically cell. Understand? And a new cell is formed from the pre-existing cell. Understood? Now we are going to see the different shapes of cell. Cell has got different shapes. Understand? Some of the cells are round. Okay? Some cells are round. Example, RBC cells. Some cells are spindle shaped. Okay? Example, muscle cells. Understand? Okay? Some cells are irregular shape. Example, WBC cells. Right? Okay, smooth muscles, understand? Yeah. Smooth muscle cell. Some are elongated, children. Elongated in the sense, elongated and branched. Yeah, this is actually the nerve cell. Okay? So this is nerve cell. So cells have got different shapes. Understand? And the cells also with a different size. Some are too small that we cannot see through our eyes. Some are big, like the eggs of birds, animals like birds, fishes, amphibians, reptiles. Okay, so they are big, so that we can see big cells. They are also single cell. Okay, so like that you can see the size and shapes will differ depending on the function they perform. Understand? Okay, children. Now, components of a cell. Okay. Children, now we are going to see a basic component of a cell. Understand, children? So this is an animal cell. This is a plant cell. Right? Both, we are going to see a comparative study over it. Right? So both plant cell and animal cell has an outer covering, this one and this one. Okay. The outer covering is called as cell membrane, or it is called plasma membrane. Plasma membrane or cell membrane is the outer boundary. It is found common in both plant cell and animal cells. Right? In addition to this, in plant cells, you will get an additional cover that is called the cell wall. Cell wall. The cell wall is found only in plant cell. It is not found in animal cells. Okay, and then inside we will find this dots. Okay, cytoplasm. Okay, the same way here also. This is cytoplasm. Sorry. So here you will see cytoplasm. Both plant cells as well as animal cells have cytoplasm. And the most important, the other structure, this one, nucleus. Here, this one. So, the three important structures of a cell are: one, plasma membrane or the cell membrane, which is the outermost layer, understand? Then the cytoplasm and the nucleus. Now, plasma membrane or the cell membrane is semi-permeable. That means it contains small holes. Right? What is the function of these holes? They allow only some substances to move across the membrane. That is why it's called a semi-permeable membrane. Understand? And then inside cytoplasm I said. So cytoplasm, what is the function of cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is actually, it is like a jelly-like structure. It holds all the structures inside. Okay, so the structures are called as organelles, cell organelles, right? Yes, cell organelles. Understand? Right? This is what about the basic structure, right? And when you see this nucleus, just let us see the nucleus. Understand? Nucleus is found in the center. Yes. So just recall what's the shape. It is spherical in shape. It is double walled. Understand? Inside the nucleus, chromosomes are present. Understand? And chromosomes. Chromosomes are the one which carry the hereditary information from parents to the offsprings, to the children. Understand? Okay. So the chromosomes are made up of DNA. Okay. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid, right? And the segment of DNA is called as a gene. Understand? And these genes are the actual unit of inheritance of characters. Understand? Now, when you see some of the organisms, you will find the nucleus is not clear. No proper nucleus is found. They are called as prokaryotes. Understand? But many of the organisms have a clear, very prominent nucleus. They are called as eukaryotes. Understand? Bacteria and blue-green algae are called as prokaryotes, whereas all the other animals are eukaryotes. Understand, children? Okay, that is all about nucleus. Understand? Now, other you know that? Okay, so mitochondria are called as powerhouse of the cell. Understand? And yeah, ribosomes. Okay, then Golgi apparatus. Right? Okay, so these are all found in the cells. In the cells. Understand? Okay. Now mitochondria are called as powerhouse of the cell. I said because they help in releasing energy by breakdown of glucose, or the process of respiration happens in the mitochondria. Understand, children? Right? Then Golgi apparatus. Yes, you can draw. It will be something like this Golgi apparatus. Okay, right. So this Golgi apparatus helps to package food items in the form of proteins or carbohydrates like that. Understand? Then this you can find here. They are called the endoplasmic reticulum. You know, ER. ER means endoplasmic reticulum. You know that. Understand? Now ribosomes. So you can find this granules. When these granules are called as actually ribosomes. When the ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, they are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. If they are not there, they are called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Understand? And then, what is the function of rough endoplasmic reticulum? They help in protein synthesis. Understand? Now, what is the function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum? They help in lipid synthesis of lipids. Understand? So, these are some of the structures. Understand? They are found in both animal cells and plant cells. Now, in plant cells, in addition to these structures, there is an important structure found called chloroplast. Children, right? Can you recall the function of chloroplast? Yeah, chloroplasts are green-colored plastids. Understand? They help in photosynthesis because they contain a green-colored pigment called as chlorophyll. Understand? Okay, so this is green color, but you can find in plants some other colors also. Flowers, like some of the leaves are all differently colored, like yellow, orange, red and so on, right? They are because of the presence of coloring pigments called as chromoplasts. Yes, they are coloring. Coloring pigments. Understand? Then a colorless one is also there, that is called leucoplasm in plants. This is actually called as a vacuole. Right. There is a strong, big, permanent vacuole is found, which is not found in animal cells. But in animal cells, the vacuoles may be very small. Sometimes it is not at all present. Understand? Now, when you see this vacuole helps to store food items like amino acids, sucrose, like in the form of carbohydrate, okay? So, vitamins, all these are reserved in vacuoles. Understand? Okay, children. So, these are some of the structures of the plants. Yes, as well as animal cells. So all other things you just recall because I cannot cover everything. Understand, children? Right. And then, okay, so the important things I just covered, right? Okay, so children, you have to know the comparative study of the plant cell and animal cells, which are found in plant cell, which are found in animal cells, you should know. Functions you should know. Now just recall what is the function of cell wall. Cell wall is an additional cover. It is found outside the plasma membrane in plant cells, which is a very stiff, okay, and firm, so that the plants can, plant cells will be protected from injuries because they are exposed to all kinds of weather, right? Because plants cannot run away when it is heavy rain or when it is too hot or heavy wind, such times and all. Can it move from the place? No. But it will be the same. It is facing all these adverse environmental conditions. So to protect themselves, they have an additional cell. Understand? It is very stiff so that inner parts will not be getting damaged so soon. Understood, children? So with textbook, everything, understand? And go through, learn all the diagrams, understand? And then learn the functions of each. You are supposed to label all the parts of these structures, understand? All those things you must know. Though you are writing objective type, you will be getting structure-based questions also. So you are supposed to learn these things. So these two lessons, actually it's not two, 1.5 lesson, right? So these two topics are actually very, very easy topics. You can easily score marks. Yes, children? Yeah. Will you go through? Yes? Okay. So watch the video from the beginning. Understand? Okay? Yes. And yeah, learn it. So once if you go through this video, will be more than enough for your preparation. But still, you are supposed to read the textbook also. You have to read the chapter thoroughly. Understand? And I hope you will do that. Complete your works, and I wish you all to write the exams well. I think we'll wind up the session. Yes? All the best, children. Bye.